we say provide the highest quality service. And first and foremost is actually make sure that we pick the right clients. And that's a key thing in quality for any accounting firm. Now, maybe to other business, having the right client may not be the key, but this certainly is a key, number one priority to maintain quality. You know, it doesn't take too much to have a company that maybe either because of the integrity of the management, it's pretty hard for auditors sometimes to actually spot fraudulent transactions because most of the people, most of the dishonest people don't have crooked, put on their forehead, and so it's pretty hard to identify. And so you only begin to realize that this guy is not actually telling you the truth over a period of time. And but by the time that we figure it out, it's usually too late because they always give the auditors the mushroom treatment. Put them in the dark and feed them a lot of shit, and that's not really good. And so that is usually the common slur against auditors. We are the last to know anything. We defined our clients into 3 buckets, or 4 buckets. The largest are these what we call the Office of Chairman accounts. This Office of Chairman accounts are the largest. We only have 125 companies around the world, which we designate them as what we call the OCA, and we tell them that they are the OCA. And when we tell them that they are the OCA, we want them to recognize our promise. Our promise is seamless, consistent, high-quality service worldwide. So they can, and all of these companies are global companies around the world. And so 125 of them, and they generate the bulk of our fees. At this point, around the world, this group of 125 companies account for 35% of our global fees and revenues. And that's how significant these companies are to us. And I would imagine in each one of your respective companies, you have similar clients. Those are the key clients that you want to address and keep and make sure that they are pampered. And that's really what this is all about in our client strategy and profile. Then we have the global accounts. The global accounts are those that are very, very significant accounts, but in the category of fees and also scale, they are not as big as the Office of Chairman account, and so we call them global companies. But then we also have what we call the SGMs, the Strategic Growth Market companies. And these are the up and coming companies. These are the companies that we quite often identify in our Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year. We have this award that we've been doing for 20-some years now in 50 different countries, of 140 countries, where we kind of like the Oscar of entrepreneur, and we are doing that for China the first time this year. So in each jurisdiction, we pick a number of winners who are entrepreneurs. They have demonstrated themselves as entrepreneurs. They are actually growing the companies, really doing well, and eventually they have the potential of actually become an index company, the stock index company. And those are what we call the SGM companies. And so we give them an award for the entrepreneurial accomplishments that they have. And once a year, we bring all of these 50-odd winners from each country. There's only one winner in each country, to Monte Carlo, and we all dressed up, and we actually then give them the World Entrepreneur. We actually select the World Entrepreneur, and then they enter into an academy. So we've been doing 25 years of this, and so we've accumulated quite a number of these SGM companies, and many of them, when these are the likes of Google. Google, we actually identified them years back as one of these up-and-coming companies, and we helped them with the IPO that become very, very significant IPO, and we actually select them quite early on as the winner of our Entrepreneur of the Year award. And as a result today, they are a very, very significant company, not because of us selecting them, but because we identify very early on in these companies their potential. Companies like in China, like Baidu, and a search engine company that have a significant market share, that actually beat Yahoo, beat all these other search engine companies in the China market. Again, it's an Ernst & Young client. We help them with the IPO. Those are the type of companies actually again in the SPM category. And then we have the national companies, which are smaller in size. These are usually your smaller companies, middle-ranked companies. And sometimes in that category we compete with the local firms. But quite often, not really. But the local firms, the local CPA firms, and of course they deliver very good service, and they are very much needed to actually provide accounting services to smaller and mid-sized companies as well. And so we are in that territory, actually competing with them from time to time, but we don't actually compete in the same with the same target. A smaller CPA firm probably want that company to just continue to be very small, continue to be in that category of very stable business. That's what they want. Well, our strategy is different. We want our national companies eventually to be able to climb and become a strategic growth market company. And so we actually have a little bit of add-on in evaluating whether we actually will continue to serve a client.